What up? What up? What up? What up, though? It's your boy Changing Narratives, man, back with another reaction news. And today we got Governor Tim Walz, man. He finally hanging it up. Said he ain't running for 2026. Nick Shirley to shut him down with all this fraud going on with these Somalians in Minnesota. So yeah, dog said he ain't running no more. Which we saw that coming anyway. You feel me? We saw it coming. So that's good, man. Go sit back somewhere, play golf, get ready for your indictment, lawyer up. You feel me? Because you finna go to trial, my guy. $19 billion. A lot of people finna take that fall. You feel me? So we gonna before I show y'all the clip, I just want to say God bless y'all, bro. I want to send blessings out to y'all way. You feel me? To the ladies and to the men. You feel me? Cause without God, you feel me, there's no direction, there's no purpose. You feel me? So you got to tap in to find your purpose. And plus, we are going through stuff in this world. So it's better to go through it with God than without God. You feel me? So round of applause for God. And we're gonna get into this Tim Wall story, man. See what's popping.
Major breaking political news out of St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tim Walz will not seek re-election as governor, and what a fall from grace this has been for him. You might recall in the spring of 2023, he pushed through several progressive ideas to the state legislature that caught the attention of Barack Obama, who went to Twitter to give his endorsement for the programs, which eventually caught the attention of people like Kamala Harris, who chose him to be her running mate as the vice president. Introduced in Chicago at the convention in August of last year, a debate that was an absolute disaster with J.D. Vance. At one point called himself a knucklehead, but after reportedly billions of dollars have been stolen from taxpayers by way of the state of Minnesota, Tim Walz says he will not seek a third term. What a remarkable 2 years in the national spotlight has been for him, Dana.
And Walz hit Trump in his announcement. He said Donald Trump and his allies in Washington, in St. Paul, and online want to make our state a colder, meaner place. They want to poison our people against each other by attacking our neighbors. And ultimately, they want to take away much of what makes Minnesota the best place in America to raise a family. Now, okay, what else has been happening in this last month? Well, you have the discovery that there has been incredible amounts of fraud. And I think 98% of the people arrested are Somalis who are immigrants there in the state that were taking COVID funds and basically and Medicaid funds and stealing them from the American people under his watch or his lack of watch. Now, remember, Kamala Harris chooses him as the vice presidential choice partly because he couldn't conceivably upstage her. She says in her book that she didn't want to go with Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, who because he was Jewish. She actually says this. Okay. And then she goes with Tim Walz, and he was a disaster from beginning to end. He also has a lot of confidence in himself, but I think that it was very.
So just to think, it was so many people upset when Kamala and Tim Walz lost. You feel me? Can y'all imagine like all the stuff that's been coming out since Trump won? Everything that's been coming out with the Democrat Party with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Can you imagine if they was president? If she would have won the election and he was the VP? Can y'all just imagine where we would be at today, right now? It'd be so different, man. God gave us grace. God gave us straight up grace for not allowing them to run the country. He said it ain't gonna be the end of the world right now. It's coming. It's coming. Might be the next administration, but God literally spared us.
Very clear to him after he had some discussions over the weekend that he would lose. He was a drag on the Democratic Party nationally.
Whoa, what's wrong with boy Cheeks? What's wrong with boy Cheeks? That boy over there looking like a Shih Tzu or something. He's like a little Shih Tzu.
And the best thing that he could have done for the party, actually, and probably for him and his family, is to take this action today, which is to decide not to run for re-election.
So the initial reporting suggests $1 billion has been stolen. Since then, that number's gone higher.
It's higher.
How high, we don't know where it ends. And there are suggestions that it could be similar in other states. Mary Catherine Ham joins us now with an initial reaction. MK, good morning to you. What do you think? Tim Walz?
Well, I was reliably told that he was a great fraud fighter and that in fact the fraud was minimal or not happening. So I'm confused about how it suddenly became a fatal blow to his campaign. And I'm actually not confused because the fact is that the numbers were gigantic. This is perhaps unprecedented amounts of fraud. And he does have to answer for it because he was on watch the entire time. And I think it's unlikely, given the scale, that anyone who had power in the Democratic Party at this time, of which the Somali community that was engaged in this is a core constituency, didn't know about it or at least turn a very blind eye to it. And man, the fall from VP candidate to this is quite spectacular.
You have to wonder what the Minnesota Democrats are thinking, and they might be thinking this. It's reported that he met with Senator Amy Klobuchar over the weekend. And Senator Klobuchar has been trying from Washington, saying back home, you've got to get a handle on all of this. She is considering a run for governor. Perhaps they met and she let him know that he would lose in a primary to her.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think she would be a better choice than Tim Walz. She seems like the kind of person who wouldn't put up with this. But again, I would say anyone who was in power in the state of Minnesota had to know that some of this was going on. Whistleblowers were being very upfront about it. Folks, as you see from New York Times reporting and elsewhere, said basically the 2020 mind virus kept us from pointing out that this was happening because we were afraid, because it was happening in marginalized communities, we couldn't stop them without being called racist. That is a total abdication of duty. And she's a senator from that state. So she had duties as well. So although she strikes me as a tough lady who can talk tough about this, there was stuff going on while she was on the watch as well.
Mary Catherine, there's reports that Somali Americans number about 100,000 in Minnesota. And it's our understanding that you can't win a statewide race unless you have their vote. And you just mentioned the accusation of racism. And that's pretty much what the message was out of Minnesota. Anybody who was pointing fingers at what was going on there, you were accused of being a racist. Well, now that cover has been blown.
Right. And some, in fact, who were accused of things either threatened to sue or sued, saying, hey, we're being discriminated against because you're noticing the fraud. But the numbers don't lie, and the numbers aren't racist, and the stats matter. And every single dollar that is not stewarded.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You feel me? Numbers don't.
By those who are in charge of these programs is stolen from another Minnesota or federal taxpayer who could have used that dollar for honest means and for something productive instead of fraud. So it's really a catastrophe to have that taken from people who are already struggling, maybe to, I don't know, pay for childcare, and it's going to non-existent childcare.
Also, I mean, it is difficult for any politician. Look, there's a reason I don't run. I don't have the stomach for it. But when you become a national laughingstock, and every meme is about you because you were chosen because you're going to show the Democratic Party that you were the masculine part of the party. There's all of that. But there's one thing deeper on the fraud that I want to point out. Keith Ellison, former congressman, is now the Attorney General of Minnesota. And I've mentioned this a couple of times, but it's been a couple of weeks. So let me just bring it back up. And 10-minute drill, the podcast has a lot more on this. He is on audio tape, leaked audio, personally promising fraudsters that he would pressure the government to continue funding the fraudulent enterprises and promise to shield them from investigation. So
what?
The apple is rotten all the way through and into the core. And so do Republicans have a chance? I'm just saying, are you saying there's a chance that Minnesota could finally maybe turn a corner? It's been a difficult one for Republicans for many, many election cycles.
Look, I think even in a blue and purple state.
Man, Minnesota is done. They need to get everybody out the office. They need everybody out the office. Like, straight up. This is crazy. Minnesota has fallen. They has fallen. And where dog at? Oh, here it go, right here.
Let's go for a ride. Come on. I've been to every corner of Minnesota, and there's nothing like it.
Yeah,
It's
I bet.
the best place on earth with
Yeah.
the best people.
$19 billion.
I've seen how we help each other through the hard times. And boy,
Notice he don't got one Somalia in this campaign ad.
we've seen terrible times this year. I'm heartbroken and angry about the beautiful people we lost to gun violence. But it's in these moments we have to come together. We can't lose hope because I've seen what we can do when we work together. Like
Yeah, like still a $19 billion.
passing paid family leave and the child tax credit, cutting taxes for the
Y'all stealing money from the kids. What you talking about? Child tax credit.
middle class, while also making the largest investments in public safety. We've raised graduation rates to the highest ever.
Hold on, what that say? What that say? That last part.
Making the largest investment.
Walz pushes for more funding to fight crime. Are you kidding me right now? This is why y'all can't be deceived about you. You just can't be deceived. You gotta have discernment. You feel me? Come on, man. More funding to fight crime.
In public safety. We've raised graduation rates to the highest ever, worked across party lines to balance the budget while protecting education, and been named one of
How you balance the budget? New study ranks Minnesota as the top state to raise a family. I'm starting to think one of the best states for children, and y'all have stole $19 billion from the children, bro. I'm starting to think they just put anything on the campaign ad. Just if it look good, sound good, put it on there, bro. Because they know people don't fact check. People don't fact check this type stuff, bro.
the best states for children and one of the best for business. But we're not done yet. And that's why I'm running for re-election. I want to make Minnesota a place where everyone has a chance to succeed in every corner of the state, where we lower costs for hardworking people who raise our crops, weld our steel, and teach our kids, crack down on fraud, and protect our tax.
My God, State Fraud Investigative Unit. Where are they at? Where are these people at right here? Where they at? Crack down on
Dollars.
fraud.
Help working class families
You
get
the ringleader.
affordable health care instead of kicking them off it. Invest in improving our public schools instead of defunding them. Get serious about gun violence and where we protect our rights and freedoms no matter what you look like or who you love. I've always tried to do what's right for Minnesota, and I'll never stop fighting to protect us from the chaos, corruption, and cruelty coming out of Washington.
Dog, I'm tired of it, bro. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. And y'all, they do this right in front of y'all face, bro. You gotta have some type of discernment. You gotta have discernment. So let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Like the channel, keep me in the algorithm. Please subscribe to the platform, and I keep y'all updated with all the news going on around the world. This episode, Tim Walz stepped down for re-election, man. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.